in?
What's that?
Did they bring in their own stuff? Do anything or?
They were, our cat, we'll have
No,
cats here
stay.
tomorrow, yeah, they'll be here tomorrow. Well, let these guys put it out today.
Let's see, I
They
think.
were dipping out of one release.
Mhm.
Took them 30 seconds instead of 20
That's
minutes.
okay too. Yeah. I just did.
I've always wondered what, you know, when you see them, these fires build thousands of acres and that, and they're not putting them out. They're just,
Cause I just.
like you say, maintain it.
They maintain them, that's, you listen, this fire is maintained, get on the news, we haven't burned any structures.
So I'm not sure why they bring all them people in and feed them if they're not gonna work them.
And I know my dad, he
You know?
was in a meeting.
Oh, yeah. Just those.
They're getting FEMA money. I bet they're making big federal ones, but I know they had a meeting with a bunch of them. Dad says, you know what? And I appreciate you come to protect the house. You do realize what you allowed it to burn? I'd rather have my house burned down. It would have cost me less if you'd have burnt my house down than what that's costing me. I have nowhere to put sheep this fall. I don't have anywhere to put sheep next year. But 3 years from now, it's gonna be pretty good. But he said, I got a house that's paid for. I got a house that's insured. Insurance will build me another one. This has cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And they don't get that. I got a Mountain Dew, yeah, where I think we're.
Yeah, I brought my mixed drink here. Yeah, I'm like the mayor. It's got a little.
What?
extra- Yeah, got one of them LDS drinks in there.
Hey, as long as it's cold, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be hot.
Is everything up?
Yep, they're
I
ready.
hope they're not recording that.
Good afternoon, Jake.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening.
Welcome to our work meeting. And we'll
Thank
get
you.
right into it. Turn this over to you, Jake.
Okay. So we have two items tonight, but they're actually essentially part of the same. And gonna send a request there for to do a screen share. And okay, so you're familiar with where the in town, 1 second here.
This is
So just behind State Street, behind the Ace Hardware.
behind Ace. Oh, okay.
Here we go. Oh, wait, that was the wrong one. Anyway, I got it up right here. So Ryan Nye, a local developer who I think you all know, has applied for a rezone. And as part of that is required to do a general plan because Morgan City requires that the general plan be up to date in terms of the future land use, the planning, and that way we're never non-conforming. It's a really good practice. It always keeps things tight and clean. And as part of that, we have to do a general plan as well. So as is proposed is the general plan update, which is just one change, changing one property to commercial. And then in conjunction with that, the rezone. And there's no reason to do the general plan change if you're not going to do the rezone. And I don't think it matters which goes first, but you could do either. So let me show you the property here that we're looking at. So right here is Ace Hardware, and then this is the piece right here.
Hey,
right
Jake,
behind. Yes,
I would suggest doing the general plan before the rezone.
before. Yeah,
If you get a favorable rezone and for some reason not a general plan, then that wouldn't work.
that's true.
I know it's one and the same, but you probably, my opinion is you start with the general plan
Yeah,
Because you could also amend the general plan and not the rezone, and that would still be okay.
that's true. And then later they could come back and say the general plan was changed. We want this. But right now in the general plan, it is residential, and the proposed use is commercial. And during the general plan process, when we were looking at this property in this area, we felt like it was maybe a little bit too far off of State Street. It wasn't a state, had it been connected to State Street, both visibly and directly connected, we for sure would have put it at commercial. However, the applicants looked at it, says, you know what, I think this will work for commercial. I see that there's good views of it and I have good access and I want to do it. And I don't see any issue with that. We've looked at it quite a bit, and there's really no problem with it being a commercial use instead of a residential. It's, you know, right next to our commercial corridor. So this is the general plan map right here. And then
Where, Jake?
zoning. Yes.
Sorry, where is the access for that?
So the access is going to
Ways.
come through this is a city-owned property right here.
That little triangle.
This little piece, yep. And it will either be in the form of an easement or a lease. And that will come back to you as a legal agreement to be approved by the city council.
It looks like there's two parcels there. There's a little tiny one.
There is, and that one, this is a little bit easier on the GIS to show you. Got all these maps pulled up. Okay, so this little piece right here is actually not city owned. It's loading. Ford Construction and Excavation. And we don't really have anything to do with it. What I am recommend during this process kind of caught us a little bit off guard, but we probably should have rezoned these two pieces as well and general plan. And the city can initiate that, and we can do that after, no problem. We could even bundle it on the next change or just do it next month, no problem. But so this is the piece right here. So the city owns this. And when the townhomes were developed a few years ago, the city retained ownership of this piece. And the agreement is that it would be used as access to the land behind. And there's also an easement on this property right here that comes down this way. And those are issues that will be dealt with as part of the building phase. But it's good to look at them now.
But the street running back to that's capable to take more. We've built that big enough for not just the townhomes.
Yeah, the 275.
Yes.
Yes, it's a local street just like any other. And what is being, I mean, this property is just under an acre, 0.0 or 0.97 of an acre, which actually means it's under its current zoning, you would need a 1 acre lot to build, and you couldn't actually build one single family home per the current zoning as it is sized. But when engineering looked at it, there wasn't any issue in terms of accessing this back here. We are going to require access to continue on to the adjacent parcel. It has not been determined what that will look like, whether it's a private road, a city road, or a drive with the easement and access.
So would that be an easement and access through the Nye property?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, some kind of access will come through to this property. And and at that point we'll reach out to this landowner and see how they want to what they're thinking. And Nye has been talking with them as well.
That would include utilities to and through,
Yes.
not just access. So if he does develop in a street, then would put all of the utilities up to the next property. Because that's been an issue in the past too.
That's great.
Policy now, right?
Do you know if Nye's planning to develop that or sell it or hold it?
Develop it. He would like to do some kind of commercial retail building closer to the street, and then maybe some flex units similar that are over in the Center Point Circle in the back. And a flex unit is is a building that it's not a storage unit, but it has a front door, has windows, but may have a garage bay door so that a contractor or plumber or electrician or someone else can store their vehicles inside and equipment.
Mm.
So I'll just run through.
But this process that wouldn't obligate him to do any development.
Correct. He could do anything that is allowed under commercial land uses.
Yeah, so he's not agreeing to anything at this.
Yeah, he's just applying for the rezone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does lose the opportunity to do residential. Let's see.
Not that it has anything to do with this piece, Jake, but how big a parcel is the one next door? to it?
Oh, okay, I'll go back there. How big is the city parcel?
No, the other
Oh, this one?
triangle one, yeah.
Yeah, that is 1.2 acres.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the Nye parcel again? How big is that?
1.
0.97.
Okay.
On here, it's coming up as 1, but legally it's 0.97.
On that access road, I guess that's 275 west, right? Or north or something? The one near
North.
Jeffrey. Is that also access for the fish pond?
Would be
Yes.
eventually.
Okay. That goes through back to the,
Yeah, and the legal street access would be right back here.
And I feel a little unprepared going into this without Dave and Tony. The planning commission has given us 2 thumbs up, right? They've all
They
vetted this and are okay.
they have.
And on the, when Tony asked to be excused, then he said he was in favor. So he's reviewed it too. Not that he gets an absentee vote.
Right, but they've sat through and watched the planning process and
Right.
can come say, yeah,
yeah.
there was some heartburn, but everybody was,
there and Dave Alexander was not there.
was he on electronically?
No.
Okay.
A couple
this
things on it,
doesn't-
we've
this
got
doesn't-
commercial on 3 sides. Go ahead.
This doesn't limit the landowner next to this, right?
No. And
'Cause
in
he
any way,
sorta-
it doesn't change it.
But the access we have to those properties are to both properties that the city owns?
Well, the access to those properties will come through the Nye piece into here, and then we would have to continue it on into, and if this were developed, this piece owned by Heirs LLC, it would have to continue on to the Stewart one. But they do have access from 200 North. So the only property that does not have access is this one. And then this piece, I think, this is also part of the Cindy Stewart. So really it's maintaining access into here is critical. And let me pull up the transportation map so you could see what we have in the general plan for that. Okay, right here. So we don't have a street necessarily in that particular area, but we do show 275 going out to 300 West and connecting.
But the
So-
purpose of that property that the city owns was for access on those 2 lots.
Yes,
And this
Yeah.
won't squish him out of there.
no. Gary,
Okay.
do you want to provide a little bit of history on that?
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that both lots were covered. I remember when the townhouses were approved, that was our concern, was that there would be a landlocking that would occur on those lots behind. So we requested that, and both the utilities and access need to be made. The nice thing about it is that the city has complete control. If you don't like what's going to be developed there and it doesn't accommodate the lot next to it, there's nothing that requires that we convey. My recommendation to you is not to convey an easement, but to do a license agreement the same way we did previously with, I think it was the Riverside. There's an easement, not an easement, but a license agreement for 100 feet all the way down to
The river.
the river, and those are revocable. And the city has pretty much control of it. I'd recommend the same thing on this. And so before you'd have to enter into an agreement with Nye to provide him with access before he can get his development approved. And so I'd recommend a license agreement to do that.
Okay, so that's my question. If there was an easement by, I guess they're pickleball courts there? Was there an easement on that property to the?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just the blue, I guess you call it blue, but
So it would have to cut through the corner of
Come through
that.
Nye's.
it has to,
Nye has to give them permission.
yeah.
Okay,
But we have to give Nye permission to access the property. So,
But that comes at a different stage, not today.
yes.
Today's just the rezone, right?
Yeah, because there is a possibility of access. And so one of the questions you ask in a zone change is whether or not there's access, adequate utilities, whether the timing's right. In other words, where development's really looking at knocking on the door and occurring. Those are all things that you look at in a zoning decision. And then the most important is it consistent with the general plan? Well, here it was not. So you're going to actually make a general plan recommendation to change the general plan before you actually change the zoning. And Ty's comments were exactly right. That's the way it should go.
perfect.
This gives you kind of an aerial view.
Hey,
Looks good.
Okay,
I right commercial already. Like it.
Anything else on that item?
No.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
So Ty, on your question, ordinance 2614 is the general plan. Do that one ahead of the 2615.
They're in order on the agreement A and B.
Yeah, okay.
So A would come down.
Perfect. Okay, well. We'll close this meeting and need a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Janet, will you keep the same link up? So I just stay here?
What I intend to do is just send them just a list of things. Turnkey type list of things that need to be put together. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, the Pences were looking at annexing
We're gonna have the
both
judge
gun range and
here.
the property
Pledge and
in the
prayer.
city. And they actually did.
Well, if we get some of these people.
Complicated.
If my granddaughter shows up, I'm gonna
Down
have
to
to
the very detail.
Yeah, let them, yeah, but if
And,
not.
I found that the other day.
Whatever.
This is
Yeah, whatever.
what you're gonna need in order to get into.
Do it, whatever you need.
But the very first hurdle is,
Get that new.
if you don't get R18 up there, which I think they're ever gonna get R18, because I don't think these guys are gonna,
Can't build what they want.
they can't build what they want to do, and they've already said they can't afford to do it.
And it's only a portion of the property.
Right.
That's why they wanna go.
Yeah.
And
they're really lucky.
She won't drink out of a can.
Yeah.
And.
We know.
Well, I like the bottle because you can put the lid back.
He says cans.
Notice that.
I'm saying.
Well, diet just tastes like diet. Diet just tastes like diet.
Yeah.
The development.
Actually, diet, nothing to do is.
Yeah.
Right? They have a problem with it. So they're saying we need to acquire the gun range because we can't have all the development for gun ranges, so.
Yeah.
If it's really a city property, then we just say no development
Right.
around the gun range.
Yeah.
Cause it's a county gun.
Home law.
Yeah.
Not making any progress.
I follow.
Oh, and so they said, well, we can get an attorney
Well,
to.
call me. And then I'll go, where's my phone?
Letter of opinion, or whatever that's called.
We end up having to have a.
Opinion letter is
Or somebody's calling.
On
whether or not it's the city's responsibility to take out the gun.
No,
range.
the county, so
Oh, the
they
county.
feel like because of all the overshooting, fire hazards, everything else. That they could get an attorney to say that they need to shut this in there,
Kind of like on that.
because it's their own,
Take advantage of that.
it's a gun range, it's listed
Forever.
forever, yeah.
And
So,
there's probably,
so anyway, they tried every angle, like they.
Well, no, he was,
This guy like.
good
this
for
road
you.
development
That cut out.
on,
yeah,
And you're gonna build a. New tank and then they switched and then well, the tanks are on public. And they were like, no, that's our property.
yes.
And then they went, I said, no.
There's your game right there to do something.
Because of this thing, then the project, the development. problem.
You're just saying,
I don't know.
oh, one of you guys do the plays, say the prayer, I said, let somebody else come to me, so. We're right here all the time.
You should, you should say the prayer and get what you want.
What are they praying to, Mayor?
Bless this council and they'll be on my page.
This guy from Reeves is a pain in the butt.
There's your show.
You guess.
We'll go give her a little warning, don't
Posted, I would have nobody.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name, Jeff or something. No,
I don't know.
but, I thought, oh my heck. I thought, oh my heck, that's almost the opposite approach. I feel like telling him that the very first thing is to get the approval on the density. And I'm going to tell you right now that that is an uphill battle and a non-starter without everything else.
More towns. We just approved that.
Yeah, no. And they keep claiming it's gonna be their 6,000 square foot lot, small units, but those are pretty much unconnected townhomes is what they are. Yeah,
You have to apply the MRO to do it. Right. You don't have a zone that allows it.
Which they don't have a big enough,
Those have a big enough parcel.
Oh, with the other-
4 acres doesn't.
yeah, they can't do it.
Yeah.
They can't use the MRO.
They can't build what they want to wish, sure.
Right, right. So you want me to be the bearer of bad news or? 'Cause I'll be the bearer of bad news, just to tell them that, you know what? This isn't gonna work because you're not gonna get past the density issue. That's what I'm gonna tell them. So,
There you go.
how you doing, you guys? Good? Good.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Green, okay? So. Okay.
All right. Oh, don't worry.
And it would tie, just step out.
But like, we have, this is during election, Thursday at noon. And then the party are. Isn't that Monday? Is Monday, yeah, Monday, so the summer party, excuse me. We have a party week. This is like from there. And we're starting Monday for this is election.
What did she hold on?
Teresa's retirement thing.
Well, welcome everybody to our city council meeting. It is, I believe, August 25th, 2026. We've already had a work meeting and we'll start this general meeting. I've asked my granddaughter if she'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We should have one of these scouts, but I'd rather have you. Okay.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we are so grateful for this beautiful summer evening that we have to meet here in the Morgan City Chambers to discuss the needs and the affairs of Morgan City. We are so grateful for the valley and the protection that it affords us. And we're grateful at this time for the students that are coming into our valley and coming to our city to go to school. Ask a blessing of protection to be upon the buses, the parents, the students as they're driving in and out of our city, that they'll be safe, that they'll mind the laws and do the things that will keep themselves safe and the rest of us. It's such an opportunity to have the educational experiences that we have in our valley and continue to bless our youth, that they will take advantage of that. And as we discuss the needs tonight, bless us to be able to make decisions that will be prudent for citizens today and for citizens into the future. Again, Heavenly Father, we love Thee and are so grateful for the community that we have. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, I will entertain an approval of the meeting's agenda.
Mayor, I'll move to approve tonight's agenda.
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion. There it was. It was gone for a second. A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. If we go to item 2, the minutes of the city council meetings on July 28, 2026 and August 11, 26. And the warrants from 8/09/26 through 8/21/26. Is there any discussion on any changes or anything, or do we have an approval? A motion to approve?
Mayor, prior to the meeting, I visited with Janet and on which one was the August 11th agenda, minutes, it has Jeff Wardell being here twice,
Oh,
not me. So I did read through the minutes. Outside of that, everything looked really good with that one update.
okay.
Noted.
Okay,
Noted. Okay, good. So since you're speaking, do you want to?
I will make the motion, Mayor, to approve the minutes from the city council meeting held on July 28th, 2026 and August 11th, 2026, and the one set of warrants from August 9th through August 21st of 2026.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Janet, that passes. Been a long time since we've had any scouts in here. Some of us up here, like, that's been 2/3 of our life that we've been involved with that. So we're excited to hear from Austin Tripp. So if you'd step up and identify yourself and tell us your presentation.
All right. I'm Austin Tripp. Does it state my address? Oh,
No.
okay. And I came here to discuss my Eagle project. And the plan for the Eagle project was to build a fence around a trailhead parking lot near Mule's Ear. I heard from this guy named Alan Wheelwright that people have been parking outside of the parking lot, and this has been causing like the grass to start dying. So through him, he decided it would be a good idea to get a fence put up. And I came here to see if the county would be willing to support that. However, having checked the map, I realized this might be a bit far away. So yeah,
Where's the location?
Yeah, where is? Okay.
the location, it's Mule's Ear Trailhead. It's by Nordic Ski Resort.
Oh, that's Weber County.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would approve that though, but I don't have the authority.
thank you for the support. I suppose the only else thing I came for was I was wondering if you had any other ideas of potential Eagle projects for me and my friends if mine doesn't fall through.
Do you have any suggestions, Ty?
I would just suggest if that happens, just to make an appointment with me, we could talk to our utilities, our Parks and Rec department. That's typically where we find projects.
Okay.
We do have like a sign project right now where we're gonna be replacing a bunch of street signs. I'm not sure if that qualifies or not, but you could do that.
Might be able to do some
Instead of
work.
using a contractor, or we could do something with the Parks Department, so.
All right.
Yeah, if that
Do
doesn't.
you live here in Morgan?
Mountain Green, so
Okay.
15 minutes away.
Oh, okay, so it's not that bad in the Nordic Valley, but it'd still be a lot closer if that falls through. I'm sure we can find you something.
All right.
Okay.
Have you checked with Morgan County?
Hmm?
You've gone to one of the Morgan County planning meetings or anything like that and visited with them?
No, I haven't.
Something out in the county? You know, maybe more down Mountain Greenway or something like that?
So if this falls through, or if you decide not to do it, then you do have the option to check with the county or come back to us in the city.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can exit if you want. Looks like we got more students.
Front row.
Thanks for coming. Okay. Janet, I don't see any citizens online to make any comments. Okay, well, let's move into the active agenda. Once again, especially for you young folks, we discuss these things before we come to this meeting, so we kind of make sure we have a pre-test, you know what pre-tests are? So we don't fail the final test.
Well, and maybe ought to point out, Mayor, that when you signed in over here at the first of this meeting, we approved the last meeting's minutes. Janet's here taking minutes, and your names will show up as being in attendance on the minutes for Morgan City. And so anytime in the future, if somebody wants to come back and hear about what was discussed in this meeting, they can pull up the minutes and see that you people were in attendance. So that's why we have you sign in, and the minutes that we approved earlier, that when we approve it, it makes that a legal document that it can come and be searched. So that's the process of trying to be transparent for all of our community members.
So what he's saying is you might be famous. Okay, let's move to item A under the active agenda. An ordinance adopting the Morgan City General Plan update. Ordinance 26-14. So Jake, we've discussed it. Would you like to bring us up to date, or should we have Ryan go to the podium?
I could just do a quick review of it. So the parcel number is 00-0057-5520. There's no street address assigned to the property because it's not on a street. The current zone is rural residential. The requested zone is general commercial. Also, the general plan has it as residential, and the requested general plan change is from residential to commercial. It's surrounded on commercial on 3 sides. Does have access from 275 north up here. This is the property in question for the general plan change and the rezone change. As discussed in the work session, the city owns this piece right here, 1388, and the purpose of that is to convey utilities and also access through the 5520 and then into the 9332 parcel. There it is on the zoning map, rural residential. Here it is on the general plan, future land use as residential, and the requested change is commercial. It's right next to commercial, so no issues there. Our transportation map does not show any roads going through it, although we do have access nearby. It does come up on the sensitive lands, but it's actually in the other area, zone X, which doesn't have any requirements. And it's also in the zone 3 of the drinking water source protection, and there's no requirements to that as well. So no issue on the sensitive lands. There's a drone shot of the property from last year, and then here's a picture of the site from this year. Another picture as well. So at this point, it's just a field pasture on it. Planning Commission reviewed it, held a public hearing, no significant negative comments from the public on the general plan change or the rezone, and the Planning Commission made a recommendation to the City Council in favor of a general plan change and a rezone, and it was unanimous in the vote. And without any questions, if you have any, I'd be happy to answer them, but also Ryan can go up and see if you have any questions for him.
Ryan, do you wanna?
I don't know.
I don't think we do.
We're just trying to make you stand up there.
Pretty well do.
Not,
Any questions?
probably not at this point where it's just a general plan and, maybe when it comes down to permitting and everything else, but I think it should be a good thing to get more commercial space and acreage for our city as a good thing.
I have a question for you. On that city triangle piece.
So, yeah, you go get on the mic so we can keep you recording.
Yes, I can hear. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep, we're good. Okay. On the city entrance, that triangle piece, does that have to be rezoned as well? Will that be done tonight? Does it have to be done? How does that? I think RM.
So streets or access is allowed in an RM zone, Mr. Mayor, can I?
Yeah.
So
So it's allowed in an RM zone, but we will rezone it. The city will make
It won't.
application rezone it, so that shouldn't be an issue.
okay,
But either way, you can put a street on or
through that.
an access through.
Okay, that's what I was wondering with that.
And the Planning Commission is aware of that as well.
Okay. That's my question.
Maybe,
Thank you.
maybe one other issue that
Go
was
ahead.
raised by the council is making sure access is maintained to the property to the west.
The west.
As you put together your plans, and we don't know what that property is going to develop as, but both utilities and access, we've talked to you about that, need to be provided to that property to the west. I think it's west, kind of west, so.
That's west.
Right.
Okay, do we have any more discussion?
Make a motion there. That we go ahead and approve ordinance 2614. Ordinance adopting the Morgan City General Plan, updating, providing for repealer, providing for servability, and providing for an immediate effective date.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion from Jeff, a second from Jeffrey on ordinance 2614. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's unanimous, Janet. And for the record, Tony gave a positive on that also.
And I don't know, Scott, oh, sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Just the planning commission has went through this as Jake, you come in a little late, had alluded to. They vetted through this and gave us a positive feed from their perspective as well, so.
Did you also do the 2615?
No, we're doing that right now,
Okay,
Jake.
okay, sorry. Don't want to jump the gun.
You're good. Okay, item B, an ordinance amending the zoning designation of parcel 00-0057-5520. Ordinance 2615. So we've also discussed this in the work meeting. Is there any more questions or comments we need?
I don't have any.
I think we discussed it pretty well in the work meeting, so.
Okay, shall we entertain a motion?
Yeah.
I can make a motion to approve ordinance 2615. Review action and ordinance amending the zoning designation of parcel number 00-0057-5520 of property containing a total of approximately 0.97 acres located at approximately 29 West and 275 North by changing the zoning designation thereof from the existing R-R to C-G, providing for the amendment to the zoning map, providing for repealer, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay. We have a motion from Laura Ann on ordinance 2615, a second from Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hey, Janet, that's unanimous.
Maybe just ask a question, a privilege, I guess.
What's that?
Would it be okay if we had Jake explain just for the students in the room what you just did? Because a lot of it was done in that work meeting where they didn't see the general plan or the zoning take place. But I just wondered if it would be helpful to,
Good for all, yeah, to explain the difference between the zone and the general plan and
and maybe look at the parcel of property that they were talking about, and that might help you in explaining to your teachers what you actually saw happen tonight.
When it develops, you'll say, I was at that meeting.
That's right.
So Jake, you're on the spot.
Yeah,
educate us, Jake.
happy to. Welcome, students. Glad you're here. So what you have on the screen is this is part of our general plan, and the city's general plan is essentially a comprehensive plan or a long range plan. The idea is to have a plan for the next 20 years. And a critical part of that is the land use. And land use is different than zoning in that land use is a little bit more general, and also it represents the future and not necessarily what it is today. And you'll notice that on the screen, some of our categories here on the right, we have low density residential, so housing, houses, medium density residential, which is also houses, but smaller lots. And then residential mix, which is like townhomes, maybe apartments. And then master plan community, which doesn't exist. And then downtown mixed use. That's Commercial Street, State Street, some of those commercial areas. And then light industrial over in the industrial area of the town, Center Point, behind McDonald's area. And so this plan says in the future where there's this darker orange yellow that we want residential. And then here on State Street it says we want commercial. And so it's saying in the future, that's what we want. Well, as part of this process, the landowner decided, I want to buy this property, but I don't want to do residential there. I want to do commercial. And so that's why he's coming back and requesting a change to our general plan. And we just updated this earlier this year, but now we're just doing a minor change with it, with just changing the map. So he requested that change. And then part of that is the zoning map. And let me show you. And you can, the cool thing about these, you can find all these online, and these you can zoom in and you can zoom out. So this is the general plan. This is on the city's website. And this is the residential area, that medium density residential in the orange yellow. And then in the red is the commercial. And then the other map is the zoning. And the zoning map essentially are what are the specific rules for a property. So this piece that Mr. Nye owns is rural residential. So it's rural residential, and that means large lots. Has to be a 1 acre lot. And he's purchased it, but he doesn't want to do a 1 acre lot. He wants to do commercial on it. And so under commercial, you can do all kinds of office, retail, restaurants, ice cream, selling clothes, shoes. There's all kinds of options there. And so he wants to rezone it. And that's why there's the 2-step. So 2 things to remember is that every city has a general plan or a 20-year plan. And then every city has zoning ordinances, which tells you what you can and can't do with your property. And those 2 need to line up. And then it opens up options for what you want to do with it. And even where your parents live, there's zoning that applies to where their houses are, whether it's in the county or in the city. And where they work, there's ordinances that apply to what can happen in those buildings where they work.
Nice.
That's nice. Good job, Jake.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, Jake is the city planner. That's where he spends his career. That's his career. That's his life. He's our city planner, works for the city and is here as our expert to make sure we're educated enough to make, I hope, a good decision. So he is a city employee, mostly.
Yep.
Contracted.
Contracted, yeah.
But the city council and mayor and city council actually make the decision on the zoning and what it ought to be. So they're really important, just so you know. Nothing would happen without them.
And they make the final decision. They make the decisions. I don't make the decisions. I just do the reports and plans and work with them. And this is how every city works, that who you vote for and put into office makes the final big decision. But the planning commission is appointed. The mayor recommends them and they serve for a certain period of time. And really, both in a way are not really, sometimes mayors and council are paid a little, but it's really out of service is what they're doing. It's a service duty, not a job.
Okay. So good report, huh? Okay, council, is there any other items?
I guess we're a week in, or I haven't even been down. Are the lights working?
Saw them today.
Both of them or just one? Just
The one right here.
No,
There-
the ones by NAPCO are done. The ones over here are still yet to, it'll be an overhead. You'll see a whole overhead thing on the one by Young Street.
okay, but that's still coming this fall?
They said it could take up to a year, so I'm not sure when they're gonna.
Okay,
I saw the one in Nubco in action.
Yep,
nice.
It was good.
pretty bright. Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
So we're discussing the school crossings.
Pedestrian crossings on State Street.
Because State Street's goofy for us. It runs right through the middle of our city, but it's a state highway. UDOT takes care of all of that. We don't. We have to beg UDOT to say, please fix this for us. It's a UDOT, state of Utah street, not our cities. So to get a light on it was a big deal.
Yeah, it's like pulling teeth. Okay.
I'm gonna sign off if you don't mind.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks,
Okay,
Jake.
thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Okay, kids, you're free to go. Thanks for coming. Okay. 4.5
Just got reelected.
in whatever it was. Well, there's probably not many that will ever walk in his shoes. He's an amazing man.
I remember he would help at the elementary school, like kids struggling with math.
Volunteered after he retired.
Well, that's good. I'll let him know you complimented him. Thanks. Okay.
So for our assignment and everything, we have to get a selfie. I was wondering if I could get with that.
Yeah, what we usually do is you stand right there by my granddaughter Eden. All of you, and then just take a selfie this way.
Oh,
We'll pose.
Huh?
We'll pose.
Ty's
yeah,
gonna.
we'll look real busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you get us in there?
Looking good.
Did it work?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay,
It looks good.
Thank you.
yeah, have a chocolate.
Some candy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You, are you good again?
I'll be there in just a few. All
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
Hey, Ty.
So just the transition, so we hired Jesse Drage as Teresa's replacement, and she's been training a couple of days here while she's still a county employee, so she's taken time off there to come and train with us before Teresa retires, because there's only gonna be like one day together.
Yeah.
After she gave her 2 weeks notice and Teresa's end date, it was gonna be pretty tight, so she's been getting trained up. She came to the planning commission meeting. So we're pretty excited about that. And then I think I heard when I was walking in, Janet updated you on the retirement party and the summer party.
How
So
does the county feel about?
Yeah.
Still in there?
They're mad at us again.
we don't care.
We-
Jesse Drage, Drage, I don't know.
Griggs. Grage.
Drage.
Okay.
Drage. Drage, yeah.
She lives in Mountain Green.
Yep.
Okay,
So, yep,
Currently doing the same thing at the county.
yep, she does
Oh, good.
pretty much the same thing at the county as Teresa does here. Ours is gonna be a little bit more involved. She'll have to learn a little bit more code and stuff like that, but
Good.
he still prepares for the planning commission meetings and takes minutes and directs traffic with applicants and helps them through the process. So
okay, good.
pretty excited.
I have a question
Okay.
that might be a request of you or something that I just need informationally.
Okay.
So as far as building permits go in the city, if someone applies and it meets all the requirements, it is approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
By staff.
By staff, it doesn't even go to the Planning and Zoning.
Yep.
So if they meet the requirement, it goes to staff. But if they want something that's outlying, then it goes to the Planning and Zoning.
Yeah, so if they propose something that doesn't fit the zone, then they need to
Like tonight.
rezone, then they have to go to planning
Okay,
commission. And, so like density or that,
Okay.
but all of the setbacks and
Yeah.
uses and all of that are just staff review and
I am interested in businesses that have applied for like a permit. Does that
for
happen?
business license.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like what businesses are coming in, like the Domino's, if they're
So-
coming, things like that. Is there a way to get that information? Am I the only one who wants to know?
Well, so we
Ask,
we
but-
have a lot of hearsay, but if someone's building something and they're an applicant and they have something on file, then we can talk about it. If it's not,
It's a sign without an application.
yeah, so for example, so there's nothing that tells us that someone put up a sign that said we did that with McDonald's for a long time. Everybody knew McDonald's was coming way before the city did.
Okay.
About 5 years.
So we're just the last to know.
Or the official, like, once it's official.
Or officially to know.
So, yeah, so we have what's called a pre-development meeting, which is it's not an official meeting. When if somebody has a project that they want to propose, then we schedule with them and we meet with engineering, planning, sewer, water, power, fire, the communications companies.
Okay.
And we review their projects, but we don't make any approvals at that point, nor we keep it confidential because we're talking about people's properties. So if someone says, if I buy this property, what's permitted, right? Then we stay out of that whole business. Or if it is their property and they have a project, it's also not for us to share until there's a official application. And so if there's record that someone could request and has a need to know, then we share that. But that's,
Good to know.
but yeah, so that's kind of how that process works. But
And sitting in your position, you'll hear all kinds of rumors.
You know, yes, it's been happening. I'm like, I have no idea.
And really,
well, and then people are like, why did you pick a McDonald's over a Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
And we're like,
We don't have
we
control.
didn't pick, yeah, why did you bring this instead of that? And we just go through the process and.
Yeah. Okay.
and that's how you can answer, because it's
Yeah.
kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's good for me to know, to just say until it comes to us for approval, we don't
Yeah.
have any information.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for educating me.
Yep. No, it's,
Good
One
question.
day at a time.
yeah,
One
and,
meeting at a time.
yeah, and there's reasons why we don't. A project could fall through, or
Sure,
they could have
makes sense.
financing issues, or it could cause like we have applicants working on very similar projects and.
Yeah.
Right, so in competition or whatever, if we
Yeah.
talked about each other's projects, then
For sure.
we could do
If
harm.
the-
So.
Another question.
Mhm.
The plaza is complete all the way, right? Okay, good.
I think Jake's not on, but I think we just had, if it has the Adirondack
I see.
chairs, yeah, that was the last of it. The only other thing is now that Robinson's not the provider, we're trying to get one large dumpster from, Republic. And then the two that are on the road will go away, but we still have to get a large number.
One big one.
Any updates on the Vallis Hotel?
It's a work in progress.
A constant to be determined.
Historical staff.
Yeah, so,
Bye, have seen
Yep.
them over there.
the update is, it wasn't that many years ago, we had 4 vacant properties on the street. And we had no planter boxes and no lights. And now the only thing people have to focus on is the Vallis. So that's a really good update, is if that's all we hear about anymore. Then it means the street's doing fairly well.
Yeah.
That was a good deal though, putting the boxes in and the lights and that stuff
Yeah.
helped it.
I really like the street lights that have been put in on Young Street.
All those look good. Huh?
Yeah, they look good. Yep.
Okay, well, thanks, everybody, and we'll adjourn this meeting. Janet, I won't be around for your microphone put up. I gotta get to a game.